Right. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our gentle flow and our sound bath session for tonight. Okay, so we are recording this class from the Blue House Studio in Ilocos Sur, and we'll be uploading this recording for the Philippine Yoga Festival, okay, in celebration of the International Day of Yoga. This is to highlight how strong and how powerful the yoga community still here in the Philippines. So when the pandemic struck us, we kind of were dispersed all over the Philippines. We transitioned to online platform, and now as we go back to normalcy, it's beautiful to see that there's studios now popping and opening up in different parts of the Philippines. So this is one of them. We are located in Vigan City, Ilocos Sur. We just opened last year, and I'm happy to say that little by little our community is starting to grow bigger and thrive here in the province. Okay? So as I mentioned, we'll be doing a gentle flow session, which is my favorite class to work on because it allows us to work a little bit slower in terms of setting up in the poses, and it allows us to gain familiarity with the alignment, and it helps us get deeper into the stretches as well. Now, after the gentle flow session, we will be doing our sound bath. We'll be utilizing different instruments. I'll be utilizing in particular the Himalayan bowls, and then the crystal bowls and the tongue drum to create vibrations that will help you end your night in a peaceful and relaxing note. As always, if ever you need to take a break, please do not hesitate to do so, and then just come join the group when you feel like you're ready. Okay? So I feel like everyone is settled in. Let's go ahead and ground ourselves just a little bit more in our easy seated pose. Crossing your legs in front of each other. Resting your hands on top of your knees. Take a moment to find an upright spine. So allow yourselves to root down with your sit bones. Lean slightly back so that your shoulders are on top of your hips. And feel the crown of your head lengthening up to the sky. If you haven't done so yet, please close your eyes and allow yourselves to arrive in your space. Start off by noticing how your body feels. Acknowledging if there's any aches, any pain, any stress, any tension that you might be holding on to. And then begin to transfer your awareness towards your thoughts as well. Noticing if there's a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts popping in and out of your head. And little by little, as your body begins to settle down, as your mind begins to quiet down, when you get mini glimpses of peace, I invite you to notice how you are breathing for this evening. How the inhalations are coming in, and how the exhalations are moving out. And maybe even begin to deepen and lengthen those breaths when you feel like you are ready. So that each breath that you take becomes more and more of an opportunity for you to find peace, presence, and awareness for today. Five big breaths, please. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Begin to introduce little tiny movements into your bodies. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and maybe even gently move your head side to side, left and right. Once you feel like you're ready for bigger movements, go ahead and begin to blink your eyes open. Guide your hands behind you and land your feet in front of you. Let's do some windshield wipers with your knees. Just go ahead and drop your knees left and right, side to side. And as you do so, allow your hips to kind of go along with the ride, noticing how this feels for your back body as you drift left and right, side to side. Now let's settle back into your easy seated pose, crossing your legs in front of each other. But this time, have your arms at a low V by your sides. Sitting up nice and tall on an in-breath, reach your arms all the way up. And you look up at your hands. Exhale, lower your arms down and tuck your chin in towards your chest. We go again. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, arms down and tuck your chin to your chest. 3 more times. Inhale, move with your breath. Exhale, move with control. Inhale, reach all the way up, creating space. Exhale, sweep down, rooting down. One last, please. Inhale your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, arms down by your sides. Reach upwards on an in-breath. And this time, we're going to take a twist to your right. So turn your torso to the right. Place your left hand onto your knee. Right hand down onto the floor behind you. Let me just turn to a profile, but see if you can sit up nice and tall and use the placement of your hands to turn yourselves just a little bit more to face the sides. Now from here, right hand, which is your back arm, reaches up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, find the side bend, tip over, feeling that stretch on your right side body. Now see if you can pull that left rib cage forwards And then lean your right rib cage to spiral and face up to the sky. On an in-breath, roll the torso upright. Reach both arms up to the sky. And then exhale, let's do the other side. So this time you twist over to your left, right hand to your knee, left hand this time down onto the floor behind you. And again, whenever you practice your yoga, you want to create space. So rather than letting your body slouch, think of lengthening with your back body. Good. So that you can spiral yourselves to face just a little bit more to the side. Left arm this time reaches up on an in-breath, preparing for that side bend. Exhale, tip over and feel that lengthening sensation from your hips to your fingers. And if the adjustments helped you get deeper into that stretch a while ago, you push your right ribs forward, you lean your left ribs back, you open out just a little bit more to the side, inhale, and exhale. Roll up on an in-breath, arms up to the sky. Good. And then exhale, please transition to your tabletop pose. Come down onto your hands and your knees. Now, as you arrive in your table, I want you to fidget around. Allow your hips to shift side to side. Allow your shoulders to move forwards and back. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and line up your hands under your shoulders, fingers spread wide, knees underneath your hips, and prepare for cat and cow. On an in-breath, drop your belly down, tilt your chin, tailbone up to the sky. Exhale, push away from the floor, round your back, and look down to your thighs. We go again, please. Inhale, drop your belly down, arch the back, gazing up to the sky. Exhale, push away from the floor, round your back. 3 more times. Inhale, arch the spine and feel your chest expanding. Exhale, round your back and feel your upper spine broadening. Again, inhale, arch the back, look up to the sky. Exhale, push away from the floor, round your back. One last, please. Inhale, arch the spine, gaze up. And exhale, round your back, look down. Let's reset in a child's pose. Open your knees as wide as your mat. Let your big toes touch. Sit on your heels as much as your hips will allow. And begin to walk your hands forwards, melting your chest and your forehead down to the ground. Please settle in to your child's pose. It might seem like a simple position to be in, but this pose actually opens you up to a lot of spaces. So notice how your shoulders, your hips, and your back body feels as you melt just a little bit more into this pose. Now, staying low, please. Just slightly lift your forehead away from the floor. And we're going to come into a side stretch. So crawl your hands over to your right. You can go beyond your mat until you feel that stretch on your left side body. And if it feels good, you can even stack your left hand on top of the right and see how that feels. Now let's do the other side. So please go ahead and walk your hands over to the left. And again, you can go beyond your mat until you feel that stretch on your right side body. If it feels good, maybe stack your right hand on top of the left and see how that feels. Now slowly come back to the center. And take your last few breaths in child's pose. Maybe using this time to set your intention for today, dedicating your yoga to whoever you hold close to your heart. Now, when you're ready, please roll yourselves forwards into plank. Come up onto your hands and your tabletop. Come up onto your hands and your knees. So we're gonna do one more round of your cat and cow, same thing as a while ago. On an in breath, drop your belly down, arch the spine, and maybe there's some changes now in the way that you're moving. Exhale, push away from the floor, look down to your legs. Again, please inhale, drop your belly down, arch the spine, look up to the sky. Exhale, push away from the floor, hollow out your belly. One last time, please. Inhale, arch the back, gaze up. Exhale, push away from the floor, but this time let's curl our toes and lift our hips up for our first downward facing dog, forming an inverted V position with your body. Now let's make it a dynamic down dog. So go ahead and just pedal out your knees, bending one knee at a time. And notice how this feels on your hamstrings as you bend and extend the legs. Now keep the legs pedaling as you walk your feet all the way to the front end of your mat. And from there, you grab a hold of your elbows and let your torso sway side to side, left and right, left and right. Now let your arms dangle down to the floor and begin to roll yourselves up bone by bone, head coming up last. Once you reach the top, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky, inhale. And exhale, gather your prayer hands to your heart center. We go again, please. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, gather your prayer hands to your heart center. One last. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, prayer hands to your hearts. Land your hands onto your waist. Lift your right heel up and begin to step that right foot back. Turn towards the long end of your mat. Now, once you are facing the long end of your space, can you open out your feet as wide as your legs? So if you have longer legs, you take a wider distance with your feet. Now, let's do warrior 2 with your left foot pointing forwards. So left toes turn out, bend your left knee. Line up your knee over the ankle and keep pushing actively with your right foot. Open your arms out to a T in line with the shoulders, and then look towards your left hand. Quiet the mind as you hold this pose. Powerful position that opens out your hips, strengthens the leg, and allows you to create space with your upper body. Now on an in-breath, flip that left hand. Sweep it up and over your head, right hand lightly on your back thigh. You got it. Feel that stretch from left hip all the way to your fingers. Now notice if you lost that lunge on your front knee, can you bend that leg just a little bit more? Good. Inhale here. Exhale, begin to cartwheel your hands all the way down to the floor. Slide that left leg back into your inverted V position, that downward facing dog. On an in-breath, ripple yourselves forwards into plank. And as slowly as you can, release yourselves down to the floor. Have your hands alongside your chest with your toes pointed back. And let's begin to lift up into our cobra. You can stay low, come up mid-cobra, or come up high cobra depending on how your back body feels for tonight. But see if you can shrug your shoulders away from your ears. Widen to your heart. Inhale here. Exhale slowly. Lower yourselves all the way down to the ground. Inhale, please press up to tabletop. And then exhale, I'll meet you in downward facing dog again. Curl your toes and lift your hips all the way up to the sky. Pedal out your knees, bending one knee at a time. And begin to make your way towards the front end of your mat once again. Once you arrive, grab a hold of your elbows and layer in again the sways with your body, sways with the hips, shifting left and right, side to side. Now dangle your arms down to the floor and let's slowly roll up, bone by bone. As you reach the top, go ahead and inhale your arms up. Grab a hold of your left wrist. Pull it up on an in-breath. And then exhale, take that side stretch to the right, tipping over to the side for you to feel that length from hips all the way up to the arms. On an in-breath, pull yourselves back up to the center and you switch hands. Exhale, tip over to the left and feel that stretch on your right side body. On an in-breath, come back up to the center. And then exhale, place your hands onto your waist. So this time, left heel comes up. And you step that left foot back and turn to the long end of your mat. And again, maximize the usage of your mat. Widen just a little bit more with your stance. This time, right toes turn forwards. Bend your right knee and see if you can solidify your legs first. Land your legs nice and strong. Open your arms out to a T when you're ready. And then look towards your right hand, solidifying that strong, powerful warrior. Right hand flips up. And you go for reverse warrior. So you reach that right arm up and over your head, feeling that stretch from right hips all the way to your fingers. Inhale here, please. Exhale, go ahead and cartwheel your hands all the way down to the floor. And you step your feet back into that downward facing dog, that inverted V position with your body. On an in-breath, ripple yourselves forwards into plank. And as slowly as you can, you make your way down to the floor. As you connect, point your toes back. Have your hands alongside your chest. And we go for another round of your cobra. And again, you come up only to a degree that feels good for your spine. You shrug your shoulders back. You slightly tilt your chin up so that you can expand just a little bit more to your front. Inhale here. And then exhale slowly. Make your way down to the ground. Press up the table on an in-breath. And then exhale, let's meet in that downward facing dog. Curl your toes and lift your hips up into that inverted V position with your body. Pedal out your knees, bending one knee at a time. And you begin to make your way towards the front end of your mat. But this time, you're going to open your feet as wide as your mat space. Toes turn out, heels turned in. You begin to bend your knees and sit deeply into a squatted position. Have your hands on the floor first. Just let yourselves kind of sway side to side, left and right, left and right. And then when you're ready to settle in, you can land with your hands remaining on the floor or have your hands in prayer in front of your chest. I recommend that you widen to your heart and you lengthen to your spine so that you can maximize the benefits of this pose for your body. Feel free to close your eyes or look at a distance as we hold for a couple more breaths. Long, deep breaths in and long, deep breaths out. Now begin to dangle your arms down to the floor. Lift your bum up and adjust your feet closer to each other, coming into that forward fold, bowing down to your thighs. On an in-breath, please reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, reach your arms behind you. Micro-bend your elbows and see if you can clasp your hands and move your arms as far away from your bum. And notice how you're expanding through your chest, you're widening through your heart, creating lots of space for your shoulders as well. Now keep your hands clasped and just begin to bend your knees like you're sitting down in a chair. Take a big breath in here. And then as you exhale, slowly, 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 dive your chest to your thighs. Move your arms as far away from your back. And little by little, extend your legs to a degree that's comfortable for your thighs. Relax your shoulders. Relax your neck. Relax your head. Inhale. And then exhale, unclasp your hands and begin to lower your arms down to the floor. Step your right foot to the back. Take a big, big lunge with your right leg back. And once you have your right foot, just your right foot backwards, keep your left foot to the front. You're going to gently lower your right knee down to the floor. Release your right knee down to the ground. We're coming up into a low lunge, but before we rise up, please place your hands on top of your left thigh and take any adjustments that will help you to settle in just a little bit more with your lunge. Making sure that you're pushing actively with that front foot and your back shin. Now pull your pelvic floor up, belly in. Inhale your arms up to the sky. And then maybe exhale, slightly lean back, just so that you feel a little bit more spacious in this pose. Inhale here, please. Exhale slowly. Lower your hands all the way down to the mat. Now keep that right hand rooted to the floor. Let's find your spinal twist. So open your left arm out and reach up to the sky. But this time, we're going to bend that left hand, that left elbow rather, and place your left hand behind your head. Spiral your chest to face just a little bit more to the sky and feel that sensation on your back body. Now, on an in-breath, left arm comes up to the sky. Exhale, left hand down to the ground. Curl your back toes and lift the knee. We're stepping forwards into a forward bend. Dive down to your legs. Rise up once again. Slowly roll yourselves up bone by bone. Reaching your arms up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Swim your arms behind you. You clasp your fingers as much as you can behind your body. Once you have it, move your arms as far away from your bum. And notice again that sensation on your chest, spaces on your shoulders. On an in-breath, micro-bend to your knees like you're sitting down in your chair. And then exhale slowly. Dive down to your legs. Move your arms as far away from your back. And feel the spaces on your back body. Long, deep breaths in and long, deep breaths out. Now dangle your arms down to the floor. And we're gonna do a left leg back this time for our lunge. So step your left foot back and gently release your left knee down to the mat. Good. Rise up with your hands on top of your thigh first, just so that you can stabilize your lunge, making sure that you're pressing actively onto that front foot. Rise up with your arms when you're ready, reaching your arms up, inhale. And then exhale, slightly leaning your upper back, feeling a little bit more spacious with your body. Inhale here. Exhale, lower your hands down to the floor. Keep your left hand on the mat, and let's do the right side twist. So right arm this time reaches up. Good. Once you've opened out, begin to bend your right elbow and place your hands behind your head. Spiral your chest to open. Lean back just a little bit more. On an in-breath, right arm comes up. And then exhale, hand down to the floor. This time, we're stepping back to downward facing dog. So lift the back knee up and step back into that inverted V position. Notice the changes. Maybe a little bit more settled in now into your downward facing dog. On an in-breath, ripple forwards into plank. Exhale, bend your elbows and slowly lower all the way down. Lift up once again into your cobra of choice. Maybe baby, maybe mid, maybe high cobra. And widen just a little bit more. Feel the spaces. Inhale here. And then exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly make your way down to the ground. Press up the table, but this time we're settling in to our child's pose. So go ahead and sit on your heels and melt your chest, forehead down. And notice the difference. Notice the changes. Notice how your breath is flowing as well. Slowly, please, roll yourselves up. And we're making our way to a seated pose. So cross at your shins and extend your legs forwards. Right? So with your legs straight in front of you, just go ahead and give your legs like a couple of sways, couple of pedals with your ankles, maybe a couple of rolls with your ankles as well. And we're going to come into our seated spinal twist. So bend your right knee and land your foot outside your left thigh. Hug the knee with your left arm and place your right hand down onto the floor behind you. Try to sit up nice and tall with your back body. Now you can stay here or left arm comes up, inhale. Exhale, hook your elbow against your knee and see if you can push your arm and your leg against each other to deepen that rotation with your spine. Whenever you feel pain, you can lessen the twist of your back body. But see if you can linger here for a couple more breaths. Long, deep breaths in and long, deep breaths out. Now slowly unwind and let's switch sides. So right leg extends, left knee goes bent. And you land your foot outside your right thigh. Hugging the knee in with your right arm. Left hand lands on the floor behind you. Look over your back shoulder. And again, you can stay here or right arm reaches up, inhale. And exhale, hook your elbow against your knee. And allow yourself to spiral just a little bit more into this twist. Again, any pain, you can always lessen the rotation of your back. And then from here, slowly unwind and extend your legs in front of you once again. Give your legs a couple of shakes, couple of pedals. One last seated stretch. We're gonna do your butterfly. So bend your knees and begin to let your knees fall out to the side, creating a diamond shape with your legs. Lengthen your spine on an in-breath. And then exhale, dive down towards your legs, reminding yourselves that we're not aiming for depth. I want you to come down to a place wherein you feel spacious and yet you're still able to breathe. You can keep your hands on your feet or walk your hands forwards. You can even make a pillow with your arms if that helps you. Relax just a little bit more into this pose. Inhale here, please. And then exhale slowly. Roll your torso all the way upright. And guide your knees together, closing off the gap between your thighs. Please begin to make your way to a lying position. Go ahead and lie down on the ground. I'll be cueing you seated from this point onwards. So just go ahead and lie down on the floor. Once you arrive, please bend your knees and hug your legs to your chest, giving yourselves a couple of gentle rocks side to side. Massage your spine. Now keep your right knee with you. Lower your left leg straight down to the floor. And let's do your spinal twist. So lower that right knee towards your left. You let it cross over your body. Open your right arm out to the side and look over your right shoulder. Feel free to close your eyes so that you can begin relaxing in the pose, which will help you slow down your heart rate, which will help you lengthen just a little bit more with your breaths. Inhale here, please. And then exhale slowly, revert back to the center. And we're switching legs, so left knee comes in, right leg comes down. And let's take that spinal twist on the other side. So guide that knee to the right. Open your left arm out to the side. Look over your left shoulder. And again, allow yourselves to feel heavy in this pose. Setting aside any unnecessary muscle engagement and just letting yourselves feel heavier with each breath that you take. Now slowly come back to the center. And let's do your happy baby pose. So bend both knees. Grab a hold of the outer blades of your feet or the big toes with your peace fingers and your thumbs. Let the bottoms of your feet face up to the sky. And then open your knees really wide. You can rock side to side, massage your spine. You can bend and extend the knees and see how that feels. Now, when you're ready for Shavasana, begin to lower your arms and your legs down to the ground. Take any adjustments that will help you to relax a little bit more for tonight. Adjust your shoulders. Adjust your hips. Maybe even move your head a couple of times until you feel more settled in your space. Allow each and every body part, every fiber, every cell in your system to surrender and relax in this pose. Allow yourselves to feel heavy on your mat. Allow yourselves to melt just a little bit more into this pose. Now, as your body settles in, I invite you to take a moment and notice the quality of your breaths. Notice where your breaths are flowing as you relax. Maybe even visualizing your breath seeping into all of the open spaces that you have created for today. Rest and relax. Rest and relax. Rest and relax. breaths in. And long, deep breaths out. Long, deep breaths in. And long, deep breaths out. Breathe life back into your bodies. Breathe awareness back into your space. And begin to introduce little tiny movements. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll your wrists, roll your ankles, and gently move your head side to side. When you're ready for a stretch, go ahead and reach your arms over your head, zippering your thighs together, lengthening from the tips of your toes all the way to the tips of your fingers. Take a big breath in here. Exhale into your fetal pose. Bend your knees. Roll over towards your right side body, using your right arm as a pillow. Feel free to stay lying down a little bit longer, but if you would like to end your practice with us, please go ahead and make your way up to a seated position. I invite you to have your eyes closed with your hands on top of your knees. And allow yourselves to just take a little bit more time to let your mind and your body absorb the benefits of your gentle flow and your sound bath for today. We embrace the spaces that we have created, the peace that we have found, and this connection that we have made with ourselves, our companions here, and our practice. Now we gather our prayer hands in front of our hearts, and with gratitude for everything that we have gained, we bow down. Please enjoy the rest of your night. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.